Please stand. It is 6 o'clock. I'm calling the meeting to order for the governing body of the city of Eastland, Texas, located at City Hall here at 113 East Commerce Street in Eastland, at which time the following subjects will be discussed forthwith. I'll call the meeting to order. If anybody has a cell phone on, if you wouldn't mind, if you turn that off so it didn't interrupt us today. And our invocation today would be Pastor Danny Brown, and our salute to the flag will be done by Joe Williamson, our commissioner. Danny, could you approach, please? Danny's my hero and mentor.
I told you so.
Paid endorsement. This is Danny Brown, and I approve that message.
Right.
Let's pray. Father, as we come before you in the mighty name of Jesus, Father, we ask you to overshadow this time of meeting with your presence. Father, cause us to focus on you and what you determine what is right. And everything that is right before you is what is right. Father, cause us to lay aside any kind of issues that we have and focus on you and focus on what's best for this community, for this city, for the county. Father, we just ask you that everything, according to your scripture, it says, let everything be done decently and in order. And that everything that is spoken and said and done today would bring glory to you. And that our hearts would be at peace and be at rest with all the decisions that would be made. I ask your blessings upon these leaders of our city. Give them grace, give them mercy to lead that in the very way that will shine a great light on Eastland. And we ask it in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Danny.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you all for coming out. We have a full crowd tonight, so please help us move along quickly and efficiently. We are very much interested in everything that you've got to say. Today I have three people that would like to make a comment. Could we start with Richard? Is it Pleasant?
Yep.
Did I say it right?
Yes, you did.
Thank you. If you would address us and where you live, if you'd share.
I live here in Eastland.
Great.
You
I
pulled
like
a
your
grocery
hat.
card out for me
I did.
and said, "Thank you, young man."
Yes.
Okay, I am here on the behalf of Eastland, Texas. All of this malarkey that's going around town points directly back to you, Mr. Williamson. What is your agenda for the Eastland period? What's your agenda? Do you have anything to say?
Sir, this is actually for your comments.
Oh yeah, I'm commenting.
And to not engage,
So-
we don't want to get into engaging. So, with all due respect.
Your comments I can pull it up here on the web, where you slam dunked the Eastland Police Department and half-ass slam dunked the fire department. Is your agenda is to take down the city of Eastland? Do you have anything to say? Is your agenda to ruin the city of Eastland? The next thing I hear running through my ears is you got a problem with code enforcement. Do you have a problem with the city being cleaned up? Or do you want it to go back the way it was? Nothing being done year after year. You got something to say about that?
Sir, again, he cannot answer your questions.
So I know he can't answer it, but he dang sure can hear it.
Okay, and
He can dang sure hear it.
yes, he can.
So, what's your agenda? Is it to take down the city of Eastland because you don't like code enforcement? You don't like the way code enforcement is being applied? Or you don't like the way the police department is being run? They go out on a call, and do they have the opportunity to have somebody to defend them or back up? Absolutely. That crap you put on the net was bull. Why did you take it off? Because you knew it was bull crap. I come from a law enforcement family. My grandfather, my daddy, me, nephews, cousins. We all come from a law enforcement background. And you are a sham of what this city needs to have.
thank you, sir. Your 5 minutes.
I ain't been up here 5 minutes.
Yes, I'm looking at the clock. So please be respectful.
Yeah,
We
you
appreciate
have 5
your
minutes.
I am respectful.
Okay, thank you for that. So,
You are a piece.
thank you, sir.
You are a piece.
No. Y'all, please
I
be,
thought you were supposed to take the phones off.
please be respectful. We need to get through these meetings, and the council is not here to ask questions. These we encourage the comments. We want help. If there's something that you can lead us to help us in running the city, make comments, please bring those things forward. We're actually looking for that type of response. So if sir, if you want to go further with that, I would ask you to contact Savannah, our city manager, and talk with her.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
He's a piece.
Okay, thank you, sir. Next on our agenda is it Jared Johnson? Did I say it right?
Yes, sir.
Good, thank you.
That's rare. Most people mispronounce it. Council, I just wanted to talk about rezoning my area. I live at 1105 West Commerce, and my family's been looking for housing. We've recently went into modular houses, but our city council zoning codes consider them the same as mobile homes. Modular homes are considered the same as a site build, same regulations, and they're permanent to the land. So they do get delivered, but that's the last time you have a trailer or anything with that. They have a foundation and secured, and they're tied to the land. So if you do sell them, you sell the property with them. I have some pictures of my property and current things we're looking at, if y'all would like to have them. Other than that, that's really all I'm asking.
Okay, good. I would direct you again to speak with Savannah. She can direct you to our code people, and we will certainly answer your questions and try to help you.
Yes, sir.
And thank you. Congratulations for moving to our city.
Oh, I've been here about 10 years.
Oh, okay. All right.
We're
Well,
just
you've been here a
trying,
while.
we're just trying to expand. We've got a growing family, so.
Yes.
What's the address again?
1105 West Commerce. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Good
Thank
job.
you.
Good job. Next, was Sam Williams.
Commissioners, I have a lot to say. A lot more than 5 minutes. But I'm not gonna take 5 minutes, and I'm not even probably gonna take a minute. I'm gonna reserve most of my comments to see how your executive session turns out this evening. I'm concerned about the agenda items that mention the public records and some changes to that aspect. There may be legitimate changes needed. I'll give everybody the benefit of the doubt with that. But the timing of these changes and the addition to those changes to the agenda is concerning to me as it regards to other current events. And I have some personal experience with trying to access public records, and this just looks like another hurdle for citizens to have to overcome to get at public records. The second thing, of course, is that there's an item on there concerning my eligibility to run in the last council election. And I am ready, willing, and able to address you with those matters and those concerns. From my perspective, I think I timely made a request to be on the agenda and was informed that I'd been added to that agenda. And then when I followed up on that, I was informed that I would not have the opportunity to address you. So I've been excluded from those proceedings. I would ask you to take a hard look from the aspect of fairness. It's un-American to exclude the person who's complaining about that process from the process. And I will await your decision from the executive session, and I appeal to your sense of fairness and fair play related to that situation. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Is that everybody, the three? Okay. Thank you. Item number 4 is approved minutes of the June 15th, 2026 meeting. Is there any discussion on those minutes?
I have a couple of minor corrections on here.
Okay.
On the first page, it shows Michael as commissioner instead of mayor.
Yes, ma'am. That will be changed.
And then what is just a spelling problem, error, is, let me see where it is. It's on page 12. Normally I wouldn't say anything, but it actually changes the meaning of the word. Commissioner Stewart complimented, it should be I-C-O-M-P-L-I.
Got it?
That's it.
Okay.
And for those that you don't know, we've got a little different setup tonight. Savannah, our city manager, is usually sitting here. In Roma's absence, being at the, correct me if I'm wrong, the Granny's basketball tournament finals up in Iowa, is it?
Correct.
Yes, she's out this week, and tonight she'll be returning tomorrow. So Savannah is taking notes and making adjustments. So, is there a motion to?
With Shirley's corrections, I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
Okay, good. Is there a second? Is there any further discussion? All in favor? All against? Motion passes. The financial report is number 5.
How many changes? Sales tax is up.
Excuse me?
Sales tax is up.
Sales tax is continuing to trend up.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, that's really good. In what, the summer, people traveling, you feel like that's the reason for that? Okay, good. Are there any more comments that you would have about that? Okay. Good, we'll close on that. Nothing more to say? Okay. Number 6, recognition of lifeguards. Doug, you have a very special award to be given here tonight.
So I'm Doug Getz, I'm the manager of the pool, and if you didn't know that on July the 2nd, on a typical Thursday night, we had a near drowning of a 7-year-old. And without the exception of Marley Spear and Austin Franco, that little girl, and the grace of God, probably wouldn't be here today. Marley was on day 2 after finishing her training. Austin is a 2nd-year lifeguard, so if you guys would come up.
I'm going to read this aloud to both you, Marley, and Austin at the same time. So the City of Eastland is presenting a Lifeguard Life-Saving Recognition Award to Marley Spear and Austin Franco in grateful recognition of your exceptional courage, professionalism, and swift response during a life-threatening emergency. Your sound judgment and decisive actions exemplified the highest standards of the lifeguarding profession. Because of your vigilance, training, and commitment to protecting others, a life was saved. Your willingness to act without hesitation reflects outstanding dedication to public safety and serves as an inspiration to your fellow lifeguards, city staff, and the community you faithfully serve. The City of Eastland proudly recognizes your heroic actions and extends its deepest appreciation for your service, bravery, and unwavering commitment to the safety of all who visit our community pool. Your actions truly made a difference and will never be forgotten. Thank you both.
Do you have any comments? Any words? Yeah, let's have a speech.
I think the newspaper wanted a picture.
Well,
You ready?
Thank you.
Thank you.
yeah. I don't think we can say enough about these 2 young people. And they did their jobs. They just reacted. That young child went to the bottom of the pool. You all reacted immediately. You got down there and you saved her. And I can't say enough about thank you so much for what you do. We appreciate you. Good job. Anybody else? Good. Wow. Number 7 is recognition of the Cisco Fire Chief. His contributions. Savannah?
Yes, so Chief Brightman and Chief Pitts are going to present this. Sarah Adams is the Cisco City Manager, and she is in the audience.
Cisco is.
Sarah, if you want to come up here with Walter, that would be great. Chief Fairbanks, I'm sorry.
Last year, we found ourselves without a fire chief, and somehow it ended up falling to me, because I've never done it 30 years of first responder. But I did call my friend Walter Fairbanks in Cisco, and thanks to him and Sarah and their cooperation, we were able to make our way through that year, and he's done a fantastic job for us, so I'd like to read this. This certificate of appreciation is presented to Chief Walter Fairbanks. In sincere appreciation for your outstanding service, exceptional leadership, and unwavering commitment to the regional cooperation, your willingness to assist the City of Eastland through your expertise, operational support, and fire inspection services has strengthened our communities and exemplified the highest tradition of fire service. Your professionalism, dedication, and leadership have made a lasting impact, and the City of Eastland extends its deepest gratitude for your continued support and commitment to public safety. The City of Eastland Police Department, Fire Department, and it's signed by me, Chief Tim Pitts, and Chief Sean Brightman. And we do appreciate you all. And we appreciate you. Thank you all.
Yep. Larry, thank you. Thanks, Darren. Thank you.
Number 8, this is a pretty sensitive topic. It's a presentation and information about the screwworm epidemic that's trying to creep into Texas. TJ's going to give us a tutorial about what's happening, and I thought it was important that we in the city that have our pets, our dogs, our cats, are susceptible to screwworm because of open wounds, and we really need to be vigilant on that and do certain things, and TJ's offered to come and kind of tutor us on this and tell us what to do.
As best I can.
Yes.
This is something I never in my wildest dreams thought I would be dealing with. I've been involved in agriculture all my life. Grew up, dad, granddad, uncles all talking about screwworms. Thank goodness they had gotten rid of them by the time I came along. Well, guess who's back? Our first case was reported June the 3rd. June the 4th, we started dropping the sterile flies already, okay? At this point, at the 4th, we started dropping 2 million sterile flies twice a week. What they've done is they have figured out that's how they got rid of the flies back, the screwworm back in the 60s. They sterilize the male fly who mates with the female, the eggs will not hatch. So you get rid of them that way. Since the 4th, we've gone from dropping the 2 million flies twice a week to about 7 million flies right now, twice a week. By the end of this fall, sometime this winter, we're thinking we're going to have another whole facility in place that will be producing about 10 million flies a week. So keep your fingers crossed. But in the meantime, we have had 41 cases of screwworm in the state of Texas already. As of this morning, we've got 12 of those cases are all that's active. We have got drugs now that you can give livestock, pets, and things and knock this thing out that we did not have in the 60s. So we're way ahead of the game, but we still have got these screwworms. The really interesting part right now is we have not caught a wild fly that's not sterilized, okay? Just a natural fly out there off this screwworm. And we have not had a reported case of any screwworm in wildlife, which is huge. Eastland County, we're about, I think it's about a $12 million industry to our county is hunting. It will kick off September, first week of September. I don't know what day it is, but dove season is when hunting season starts, right? 9 out of 10 of us that are here are going to be out in the brush somewhere chasing some kind of bird or animal. Be looking for screwworms if you shoot something, okay? The sooner we find it, the sooner we can stop it, the less damage we're going to see to our animals. Right now, the closest we've got them is Slacker County, which is El Dorado, just south of San Angelo. I put 185 miles. This was on the 18th. We had them in San Angelo with a sheep or a goat one, I forget which it was there. That case is inactive. I've got a really good friend who is a really good friend with the first guy that found screwworm in the state of Texas. down at Zavala County. I actually saw a picture of that calf Saturday. You can't tell anything happened. I mean, his guys were on it. Boom, we got flies dropped. They started doctoring that calf. That calf's ballpark of a month old now. You'd never know anything happened to it. One thing we really want to push through Extension, through the SDA, Texas Department of Ag, is your food is going to be safe, okay? There's all kinds of stuff out there saying, oh my gosh, you know, the sky's falling, all these kind of things. Yes, it's bad. If I had some of these things in my cattle or in my horses, in my dogs, yes, I would be upset. But it's very treatable, okay? As these animals, livestock goes through the processing plant, that meat is cut out, just like a scar tissue, okay? It is not going to get into the food supply. You're not going to see it over here at Brookshire's. You're not going to find it in your hamburger meat anywhere. It's not going to get there, okay? That is something we really want people to understand, is the food supply is still going to be safe, okay? What happens is you've got this little fly, looks very similar to a housefly. I haven't actually seen, I've seen pictures, I've seen the dead ones, you know, when we were doing entomology in college and all this kind of stuff. I haven't actually seen one. They told me the other day, I probably will never see one of these wild flies in my lifetime, even if they get back to the point they were in the 50s and 60s. This fly lays an egg on a wound. Pick a wound, any wound, I don't care how big a wound. They say as small as a tick mite. If there's blood, that's what these things look for. That fly lays those eggs there. 5 to 7 days later, they hatch and they turn into the screwworm, which is a maggot. That's all it is. Of these blowflies, which they are a blowfly, there's 2,100 species of blowflies out there, y'all. There's only 2 that are screwworms. So they're not everywhere out there. I mean, you're not going to see these things. If you've got pets, if you've got livestock, be looking. Anywhere you see a cut, anywhere there's blood, if it's got a different color to it, what happens is that maggot, once it hatches, it burrows into that wound, okay? It actually feeds on living tissue. And I know that's going to gross some folks out, but you don't want to see some of the pictures, believe me, of what I have seen coming through A&M right now. They burrow into that living tissue. I don't know how many calls I have had since June, what was it, the 3rd, where I've gone out and looked at roadkill or something like that that's just covered in maggots. Yes, those are a maggot. That is not a blowfly, okay? These particular maggots, the screwworm, will not be on a dead animal. There is like a 24-hour time frame where that, if that maggot was in that animal, say a cow that died, and that larva is in the 3rd instar as they progress. We don't want to get into an entomology class here, I understand. If it's a little bitty guy in there and that cow dies, yes, it might go ahead and finish its life cycle out there. But they only feed for about 5 to 7 days, okay, in the living tissue. Once they reach that 3rd instar, they drop out, burrow into the ground for several days, and come back out as a fly. The process starts all over. That process can take as little as 21 days, depending on temperature, humidity, all sorts of things. You know, I mean, there's all of that kind of stuff can happen. We have got specific medicines now, like I said, and I've got some literature. It's over there by the microwave. I'll get it over here somewhere and leave it. Whoever wants it can have it. I'm scattering this stuff, y'all, literally all over the county right now. We don't have it here, but they expect the next 2, maybe 3 years, there's going to be a pop-up case here, there, yonder, something like that, you know, before we get them not completely back. Part of my job in education through A&M is to try to get y'all the information to whoever I can. Part of that is some of that stuff back there. What I brought this evening, honestly don't know what I brought. I've got some for companion animals, dogs and cats, which we've only had 2 pets right now in the state of Texas. The 3rd one got charged in New Mexico, so we don't count that. But we've only had two pets here. I've got literature back there that's got a list of the drugs that you can get. Get a relationship with your veterinarian. That's gonna be your best buddy if these things end up here, okay? Some of the animal or the livestock drugs that we can get, you have got to get that strictly through a veterinarian. Some of it only the veterinarian can get, only the veterinarian can administer. But things as simple as Ivermectin that we've been using, there's things out there that we can fight this thing with. But I'll leave that stuff here, and if you've got questions, give me a call at the extension office. It's the 629-2222. It's an easy one up there. Give me a call. If you find something, do not hesitate, okay? They're saying no report, no release. And what they're referring to there is if you don't report this, you don't get any flies dropped on you, okay? That buddy that's in Zavala County down there right now, he told me for about 2 weeks it wasn't safe to go outside and try to talk. He said they were bombing them with flies. They had one case in that county. This fella runs about 1,200 mama cows. Plus he runs a feedlot. He had one calf, less than a week old, they found a screwworm in. They don't know where it came from. This is better than a month ago. But if we don't report it, if we don't get the help from the government to get these flies up here, we're all going to have it in our dogs, our cats, our chicken. If it's got blood in it, it can get screwworms. We can get screwworms. There's cases of it especially in the underdeveloped countries. It can do some damage, y'all. Do the same thing to your dog, your cat, something like that, okay? Those deals are back there. I'll leave those. One thing I do want to point out, the way this thing is moving, and I had thought for years and years and years, they built this facility in the 40s sometime, I believe it was, when they started building it at the Panama Canal, okay? At the narrowest point down there in South America. I thought, okay, screwworms are gone. I don't know. I don't know what I thought about that building, that facility. They have actually been dropping flies down there continuously since. But what happened is beef cattle numbers are lowest they've been in 75 years right now in the United States, okay? The mama cow herd is small compared to what it normally is. We've been importing a lot of cattle, okay? A lot of those cattle were coming up from South America. They were bringing screwworms with them. USDA had made a deal with, I guess, the Panamanian government, I don't know, and said, okay, y'all take that facility, keep running it, keep dropping the sterile flies, keep the screwworm flies down here. If the United States ever says, okay, we've got screwworms, we take possession of that facility back. And that's what we did. But as cattle were coming up Mexico, you could just follow it every day. I mean, it was getting closer and closer and closer. Next thing you know, we got them. They finally got here. The cool part is, in a month's time, we have actually only got 12 cases right now, okay? So, they're moving by humans. These flies can fly about 6 miles in their lifespan. I mean, they're not cross-country guys taking off, going wherever they want to go. We are moving these screwworms ourselves on livestock products, okay? If you find something, by all means, pin that animal up. If you find it in your dog or cat, get that dog or cat to your veterinarian, okay? Pin that cow, that goat, that horse, whatever you might have it in, get the veterinarian out there, give me a call, I'll help you with it. I've helped pin lots of cows. We'll get it taken care of. Don't haul that cow to the veterinarian in Brownwood or up in the Metroplex or something like that. That's how this thing got as close as it's got to us so far, okay? So keep that in mind. If you want to keep up with it, USDA has set up a website called screwworm.gov. It's easy. It's got all kinds of stuff on there. Most of the information that I'm giving y'all right now came directly off of that website. I'll answer any questions. I don't want to go over my time. Never done this one before. Been in commissioner's court lots of times, but never done this one. If y'all got questions, ask. If not, I'll get out of the way. Give me a call if I can help with something.
My concern was being involved in agriculture, that we're really attacking with these sterile flies.
Exactly.
That's doing a tremendous job. Secretary Rollins is all in the middle of this. That's on President Trump's board.
Right.
And I know she's doing big things and trying to help us as much as possible. My concern was here in the city because there are a lot of people here that have horses, cattle, they've got small operations.
Exactly.
Dearly love their dog as part of the family and the cats and so forth. And
Right.
we just need to be vigilant. Would you say one of the good deterrents is fly spray?
Yes,
Does that
by
help?
all means. Something as simple as a fly tag in your livestock, a flea collar, anything to keep flies off. I don't care, pick anything you can do to keep flies off. We started hearing about this screwworm about 2 years ago, somewhere in that neighborhood. We kind of started hearing more so than I guess from probably what y'all were, with me being in the livestock business here with A&M. I put a little sprayer on the back of my pickup right behind my cuber. And I have had people laugh at me like nobody's business. Well, guess what? Yeah, I got thumbs up from the doctors at A&M the other day. They had been by there and wanted to know who the knothead was with the old pickup with a cuber on it, got the sprayer behind there, and what are you spraying? Promethin. Why? I don't want screwworms. They said, that's what we need. Yes. I mean, sanitation goes a big ways on something like this, you know. If your dog gets a cut, you know, the cat gets in an alley fight, you know, gets the ear chewed up, clean it up for crying out loud. Put a Band-Aid on it some kind. You know, I mean, anything to protect that is maybe all it takes, you know. Like I say, that life cycle is quick on these flies. The sooner we can get on it and get some medicine on there, and some of the stuff I leave has got stuff specifically for livestock. Some of it is specifically for pets, and then some of it is fly repellents and things like that. But I'll leave him wherever I'm supposed to. Somebody tell me where that goes, and I'll leave them.
Probably
Whoever wants to. Okay. Yeah. That way you pick them up on the way out. If you run out, give me a call at the office, and I'll got a whole mountain of them printed over there.
Thank you very much.
You bet.
Thank you, TJ.
Thank
Good information.
Yes, sir.
Yes. I don't think we can get enough information on this because it's really serious. And I was around when the first wave hit, and it affected our cattle market in a huge way. So I'm just concerned about the people of Eastland, the citizens here with small animals. So thank you very much.
Yeah.
Information comes from A&M.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you again. Number 9, public hearing. The public hearing, I'll open that at 6:40. Public hearing regarding P&Z case 26-008, the rezoning and the following properties from local business district C1 to single-family residential district SF 405S South Doherty, 410 South Doherty, 412 South Doherty, 414 South Doherty, 209 West Valley, 415 South Green, and 403 South Mulberry. Are there any public comments? Anybody that would like to speak to this? It's here. Officer, any comments?
Mayor, if I may, these are the properties that we had sent out back in the spring. Y'all had requested that we have this redone. These are the only properties that responded. 7 people responded. P&Z heard this case and it was approved by them, so we're going before commission with a public hearing. And I don't know that anybody is in the audience tonight that requested a rezone to single family.
Were there any property owners who were sent out notifications that didn't want to be included?
There was one, but the comment to that was not applicable to this. It said, we don't want more commercial traffic, which we're doing the opposite, so I don't think they understood.
Okay.
We're going from commercial to single family, which is what the area is currently.
Good.
Is this all the properties in that area?
No.
So
These
we
were the
still
only-
have some properties that are gonna be C1?
Correct. These were the only ones that responded.
Good. Number 10, the Board of City Commissioners may discuss and take action on the following agenda. Number one is the approving the first reading of ordinance 26-936, an ordinance of the city of Eastland, Texas, changing the zoning designation on various properties located on South Doherty, West Valley, South Mulberry, South Green, from local business district C1 to single family residential district SF, amending the zoning district map for the city of Eastland to reflect such changes and adopting the zoning district map so amended. Do we have a motion on that?
I'll make a motion to approve the first reading of ordinance 26-936, changing the zoning designation for the aforementioned properties.
I'll second.
Second. Any discussion? Further discussion on that? Vote, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All against? Motion carries forward. Thank you. Motion passed. Executive session in accordance to the Texas Governmental Code 551.071 to consultation with the attorney on matters in which the duty of the attorney to the city to, under the Texas disciplinary rules and professional conduct of the State Bar of Texas, clearly conflicts with the Open Meetings Act regarding one, briefing regarding personal matters, personal investigation, and training regarding personal procedures, Open Meeting Act, Public Information Act, parliamentary procedure, general meeting procedures, role of the city attorney and related matters, May 2026 election eligibility determination. We'll go into at 7:42. We'll go into private session.
6:42.
6:42.
Oh, 6. I can never read that
We haven't
clock.
been here that long yet.
Yeah, it's been a long day already.
We missed you guys.
Thank you all for hanging in. We got a lot done back there, so thank you. Yes, thank you. Need to reconvene our meeting. It is now 8:32. Did I read that right?
Where's Savannah?
It's at 8:32.
Oh,
Michael.
Michael, we've got to wait for Savannah.
What?
We're waiting on Savannah to join us.
Okay.
Y'all had more patience than I would have.
I'm telling you.
Would have hoped y'all would ordered pizzas or popcorn or something by this
tried.
point.
We thought about it. I mentioned it several times.
Brought iced tea.
You can have it delivered. You wouldn't have this crap if the executive session was at the end again. That was.
Pretty good as that. Yeah, we got the whole. I used to be, I don't know if they still have the same setup over there. 7 years. Was in Fredericksburg, so you didn't back then.
Okay, you're good, Michael.
We're good? Thank you. Good, we'll reconvene now 8:34, and we're going to. There's no action to be taken in the closed session, so we'll move to number 4.
Okay. Well, I believe I'm number 4, the Lyric Arts Center.
Can you read the item?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's discussion and consideration of the request from the Lyric Art Center for additional funding.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
No, you're good. Hi, City Commissioners. I hope y'all didn't have an extra long private session just because we're on the agenda, trying to scare us away.
We were watching the video version of one of your past plays.
You must need money, man.
We're still here. So yeah, thank you so much for looking over the materials that we submitted and for having us on the agenda tonight. My name's Anna Ford. I'm chair of the Lyric Arts Center. So we are requesting an increase in the yearly budget that we receive from pot revenue. Over the last 4 years, our working board and dedicated volunteers have been creating and implementing programming. Throughout this, we have been establishing ourselves as a legitimate professional organization with things like accident, liability, building, and D&O insurance. So we are here requesting an increase of our hotel motel tax grant from $2,300 a month to $3,850 a month, or from $27,600 a year to $46,200 a year. Yes, it's a large increase. Our baseline operating costs reflect the minimum investment to ensure the Lyric can operate safely, meet legal and regulatory requirements, and continue providing professional arts programming to the community and surrounding areas. So several of the commissioners have been to the Lyric. Commissioner Vernon has been to several of our productions. Mayor Hackney and Commissioner Williamson visited during the Young Thespian Camp and got a tour. And so I think y'all can attest that we're not living lavishly over there. We are very scrappy, can do, doing whatever we can with donations. And what we're asking for is really kind of the baseline for what we've currently expanded to. We do still anticipate applying for grants to assist with funding. We just about are caught up with our statistic collection and reporting, and we're gearing up to file our first 990 lawn form, which is a requirement for most of the meaningful funding sources. So everything that we've done so far helps establish a historicity that foundations want to see before they give us money. Do you have any questions for me before I hand it over to Leah? No questions? Yes.
Yes, so you're asking to extend your monthly from $3,850 or $2,300 to $3,850.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's based on the information that you've given us on
Yes,
your
the
expenses.
budgets, our forecast for the rest of this year and next year.
Okay.
What is our, on the financial summary, it shows the hotel motel revenue. Is that the actual revenue that's come in, or is that the balance of what's?
The balance is on the bank account sheet, of what's currently in there. So it's on the first sheet.
How much did you say?
That's the water there because it's back and so it's hotel motel.
The $395 figure on that summary page, is that?
That's just this year's money.
That's this year. Okay,
Yes.
I was wondering.
And so your total balance is listed on your bank account sheet.
So that's not going to take away any of the other projects that we.
You have to look at. Your hotel motel today, and that paid for the slide. Why that didn't go up?
Okay.
Remember the slide we referred before running
Yeah.
down low?
Yeah.
That's why that didn't go up as much. We got three up, two, three, down low.
So we have.
So it supports it?
Yeah.
Good, thank you.
Okay, Leah would like to say a few words.
I
I had a few more words, but I'm not going to say them all tonight because I know everyone He's probably tired. I'm probably going to send, if y'all want to hear it tonight, I'll tell you. But I have information that I learned at the Chamber Conference last month, the State Chamber Conference, on, it was actually very interesting and eye-opening, on why art centers are so important in small towns and with their prosperity and with their growth nowadays. So I can send you all those notes on that and email that over to y'all so y'all have that, because I think it's interesting and I would like to share it, but not tonight. Because I also want to give y'all a recap of the past couple things that y'all helped support, and we're doing good things, and I think y'all will like it. So first off, here's a P&L from Young Thespians Camp, which y'all fully funded, and it was beautiful. And we had 26 campers in total who got a show together within a week and had a blast. A lot of those kids are planning on returning next year, and then we had, I think, 6 or 7 stick around and stay with us for Shakespeare this summer because they enjoyed it. So there's that. We did provide 4 full scholarships and 2 partial scholarships based on need is where we go for that. And then we had 10 volunteers, and on tickets sold, since this time you're actually keeping track of that through ticket sales, we sold 247 tickets, and they each had 2 comp tickets. So we had about over 300 people in the weekend just to come see that and support those kids. So that's really beautiful. Thank you all so much for putting that once again. Do you have questions on that part? No?
247 raised $4,100. Is that what that's telling me?
So sorry.
Look at your revenue. You
Yep.
just gave us this deal. Raised $4,100. Ticket sales?
Yes. Yes.
So it's 247 tickets. You gotta do that much money.
Yes. Yep. And that's like $5 a piece. So, and we also, once again did, and that's also registration fees.
Yeah,
Yeah.
also
So that's also registration.
and camper fees.
That's camper fees and ticket sales.
Which is what, 175?
150, I believe.
150
is what
for
we
the
still
camper
have.
fees.
And this doesn't include marketing costs.
And this doesn't include the marketing costs, yes, good note. We're still figuring out marketing through Facebook and all that. When we advertise through Facebook, it like joins it all together. We've got to figure out some things on that, but yeah, we'll have better numbers pretty soon. But yeah, that was kids camp, and it was a blast, and those kids had so much fun. Once again, we had several of the children stick around and just want to be in the next show. I told them at the end, if y'all want to stick around, if y'all want to hang out this summer, be in Shakespeare. And their parents came up and were like, hey, my kid really wants to do it. So it's a wonderful thing, which brings us to Shakespeare. Guys, we had 25 cast this year, only 7 crew members. But we also had a collaboration this year with Dance Studio 99 in town and got them to choreograph some pieces and bring their dancers in for the shows. So that was really fun to get to collaborate with the arts in town. And we sold about 300 tickets through the span of our 3 nights. We extended 1 night this time and had 300 in sales. And that's with 5 weeks of rehearsing at the Lyric and using the AC and the building and all the stuff, you know. And so it's hot in there if it weren't for that. So thank y'all for helping with our funding so we can actually pay for the electric, you know, and pay for AC and things like that. I do want to say too, we're ramping it up in August. We started off with 1 workshop in July and some art classes and things. But Bankhead's going to do some more classes in August. We're going to do a whole workshop series on prepping for auditions if any students want to go into university for that or find a conservatory program. We're going to teach them how to do that and how to do it safely and not get scammed and everything. Or people who are adults and want to find work in that, because one of our big goals is helping people become working artists, you know, and actually having prosperity with that. Our improv team did great this spring, and they are also going to start back up in this fall, and we're trying to get in a summer improv jam. Hopefully next week we'll see if it works out with our improv team, but y'all should come to that. And we now have a cabaret every year at least. So we have 12 vocalists in the spring, all performing at Bear Creek and Broken X in Cisco, and had a great turnout for that. So yeah, what you all are doing is very beneficial. Thank you so much. I just want to share where we're at with y'all, so you know.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, I make a motion that we raise the hotel motel tax grant from $2,300 a month to $3,850 a month for the Lyrics request. I'll second that.
Larry seconds. Do we have any further discussion?
As she mentioned, I did visit the camp this summer. It's a fantastic program, and it deserves the support. And my hat's off to all the volunteer hours that go into that. I look forward to that program moving forward, and I hope that we move forward to this. Thank you.
I'd just like to add one thing and just thank them that beyond just what they do for the Lyric, you've also offered your data collection capabilities to further get exposure to people coming into town or exploring different areas of the city. So I thank you for that, because it shows not just an investment in the Lyric, but also in the community overall. So thank you.
One of the things that I was able to see is one of the, I'm not sure I know what to call it, a workshop where you had the children in during the day and you were going through skits and programs, and I'm telling you, it was pretty exciting to see these children jumping to point, and they're singing, they're speaking, they're moving, and it was pretty nice to see, and it kind of fired me up. So I attended the actual event later, and it was very nice. Congratulations, y'all did a great job. I just wished, and we spoke about this earlier, that the sound was a little bit better, but I found out you didn't have a sound guy.
Exactly. So. We do what we can.
That would help.
Someone else swings in on the board when we're out. I just ran sound for Shakespeare, so
Yes. Good. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
So Michael, we still need to take a vote.
Yes. May we have a vote on this? All in favor?
Aye.
All against? Motion passes.
Leah, can you remind
me
a copy of that?
There was one more thing I'd like to add to this.
Okay.
I guess moot now since we got what we came for.
This
But
is
this is exciting. Every quarter I've tried to give some stats about, I missed it, Judy's camera. And if you look at the first sheet, that first chart on the first sheet, above it says 201. That's the number of volunteers we've had since 2022. And 24,814 hours is the number of hours that volunteers have put in since 2022. And so you can see that broken down by year. So last year we were up to 10,000 hours for what we did last year, and this year so far we're up to about 3,000. Doesn't include what we just did at Shakespeare Oak Park. Down below that you see the volunteers by cities. That's a list of the towns in the area that our volunteers have come from, and the number from each town. So
Volunteers?
Volunteers. Mm-hmm. If you turn over to the next page, you see the volunteer hours are listed by event. I'm not going to go over this in detail, but it basically just tells you for 2026 and 2025 and 2024 the different events that we did and how many volunteers helped for each event. The very last page, you can look at that at your leisure. Or the next page is that famous list that we do, and it's really tiny for people out here in the audience, but of bank card usage. So people that use their bank cards to buy tickets or concessions at the Lyric, about half of those transactions I can get hold of the addresses of the people that own the cards. And so...
you had somebody from Hawaii?
Yes. Yeah, he was here for a funeral. We have people that stop at a motel and are spending the night and hear that there's a community theater play that night and come to the show. So that's happened several times. So that's pretty cool. That's what we're supposed to be doing, heads in beds. But this is a really fun list because if you look at the list in 2025, this intersection, we had a total of 59 cities that came to the Lyric, different cities around it. They're all, I mean, it's crazy. And 2026, we're up to 35 already. So we've still got half a year to go. So it's pretty exciting. The last two pages are just kind of show you the building use. So there's just calendars for each year, and the little dots on it just show the days that the building's being used and people in the building working, doing something. So, kind of exciting. So anyway, you can peruse this in more detail, but I know everybody here wants to go home, so I'm not going to say anything. And we got what we wanted, so thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Great work, y'all. Thank you.
Thank you all so much.
We're going to leave right now.
Yes.
So.
Yes.
Thank you.
Have a good Thank y'all. Thank everybody.
You bet. You bet. Thank you very much. Moving to item number 4. This is discussion and consideration of resolution 2026-12 adopting a policy to establish annual limits of personal time to respond to Public Information Act's request without charge. Do we have somebody that's going to address these?
Sorry, Bill Mayor.
Wait a minute.
Number 5.
Oh, I got it.
Yeah. Number 5.
So Texas Government Code allows the city to establish reasonable monthly and yearly limits on the amount of time that personnel is required to spend. What we are wanting the commission to do is pass and approve this. It's 36 hours a year per individual. I don't think that we're gonna have anybody limit that, but this allows for the commission to set the policy to one, know where the time is being spent by and how per requester. This is something that the city attorney brought up, and in there is a policy that is spelled out. If there's any questions in addition to that policy, let me know, and Eileen is here and she can also answer questions.
One of the questions I have is how does this correspond with state guidelines as to how they administer these programs?
This is in line with the state of Texas for what they allow.
Yeah.
Eileen, I don't know if you can answer that any more clear than I just did.
Yeah, this comes directly from state law. The section of the government code is referenced in the resolution. And so it just kind of tracks what's allowed by state law. You would have to enact this policy to establish the limits. 36 hours per year is the minimum limit. So that's the most you can. If I'm saying this wrong, I apologize. I've been talking a lot. But if 36 hours is the limit, so that's all we could require. It's per fiscal year. It would start again October 1st. As Savannah said, it would be per requester. So anytime anybody makes a request to the city, there would kind of be like a log that accumulates over time. And all this does is keep track of time that's spent without recovering costs. So it's basically time that the city is paying its staff to respond to Public Information Act requests. And then if it goes over that 36-hour limit, then we would be able to charge the requester who has exceeded that limit in a yearly period. And that's 36 hours of staff time to respond.
Per requester.
Correct.
Okay.
I have a question. Should we not have an attachment on here, or as part of it, an exhibit maybe, the charges?
The charges are in the Public Information Act or in the Texas Administrative Code. It would be $15 per hour for labor to respond to the request after they hit that threshold. So normally it's $15 per hour for labor if the request is over 50 pages of material. Most of the requests we're dealing with now, I can't speak for all that Roma's gotten, but at least from my office, I think we've probably seen 20 in the last 3 months. Just for y'all, just Public Information Act requests. So if they're over 50 pages, we can charge for labor. If it's not over,
not attach a price. What am I trying to? A price sheet.
I can definitely bring that back to you if you'd like, but that's standard. It's in state law, so it's not anything that we would be adding or changing. It's just
So
what
we're
we're
using
allowed
the
to
state
charge.
fee schedule?
Yeah. I'm sorry?
We're using the state fee schedule.
That's
Yes, sir. In the
state law.
administrative code.
Is that attached maybe to the public information request form, so that an individual can actually see what?
The individual would be notified if they were over the limit of what that would cost them prior to the request being fulfilled.
As a citizen, can I ask a quick question? Is there an issue right now? I mean, is there a reason why I just randomly came up with a limit requirement?
Not that I'm aware of.
So is there a reason why if we all are contemplating something that has not been engaged far enough, they have to say, oh, by the way, we're being flooded by this stuff? I mean, before you put limits in, I mean, is there a reason for having to put limits?
So the first 36 is free, correct? The first 36 is free. If you go over, that's when the charges begin at the 37 hours.
Yes,
Yeah.
assuming there's not another basis.
Because when I was reading it, it was a little that if you went over 36, you could go back maybe and recoup that time. That's not the case, correct? The first 36 is on
Correct.
the city, and then it's
Right, you don't,
37
it's not a
yeah.
running tab this whole
And
time.
then, like you said, if that project is expected to go over, the requester is notified in writing
Correct.
that project, and so there's an estimated charge to the requester,
Yes, sir.
and that's all state code, right?
Yes, sir.
So have we had any issues with this?
There's not been any issues to date yet, but this allows the council to have direction, to give staff direction with fulfilling these requests.
I mean, it's better to have something in place so that if it does arise, there's already a mechanism in place to deal with it. And it's aligning with state
This
policies.
is nothing, this is everything that the state allows.
So,
Yeah, so.
Well, we already following
Then
that.
are we already following that?
You have to have a policy for the 36-hour rule adopted by your commission. to
Okay,
implement
so when
that.
I read it, I thought it was anything beyond or more constricted. You had to have a policy. But the government code regulates open records requests by hour, by fees, by all 50 cents or 10 cents per page.
Correct. So, yeah, I mean, there's some ways that the city can charge under the current government code and under the current administrative code for requests. Right now, this is saying that for things that the city can't charge labor time for, per requester, like per person who's making a request to the city, they would accumulate a log of the requests that are made. And then after the 36 hours reached, then we would be able to charge for things that would not otherwise be authorized in state law because we set this limit.
So it's more than state law, is that what you're saying?
Yes, it's establishing a limit that's saying if one particular requester exceeds this number per fiscal year, then we would begin to charge that requester.
Yes.
That's what I expressed some concern about earlier, that what's the mechanism to control the oversight of the billing aspect would be my question. Are we gonna be seeing bills for instance, time spent consulting an attorney, time spent sending letters to the Attorney General? Are we gonna be seeing fat bills for this padded so that we don't have a good control of what a requester is actually getting for his money? And then when the requester denied unresponsive, you have to make another request for the same information. Then you start accumulating and very soon run out of the free stuff and get into the billing cycle. So my question is, what's the oversight to the billing aspect?
So the amount of charges relating to the cost of locating, compiling, and producing the public information shall be established in accordance with the applicable rules prescribed by the Texas Attorney General or the City Commission.
Yeah.
So that's where all the charges come from.
Okay.
But you're saying this is more than, as far as the 36 hours, that's not addressed in state law, right?
If you've spent, the state law allows you to adopt the 36-hour time limit. If you adopt the 36-hour time limit and that requester hits 36 hours, anything after that, we would have the ability to charge for.
And you would be charging the same fee that's already listed,
Yes.
right?
Yes, ma'am.
Not a different
It would
charge.
be the fees that the Texas Attorney General has lined out.
Okay. Does that satisfy your questions, Commissioner?
I didn't realize the difference between state and this. That's my
It's the
problem.
36-hour time limit. That's
So
it.
I just want to ask one more time before you all vote, is
Ma'am.
there any justified reason or event that this causes to be up to discussion? And if so, what is it?
She already answered that question.
I didn't understand that.
You ready for a motion?
Yeah, hold on, the exhibit A, does that, the very first item, the last line says it runs from October 1st to September 30th of each year. I think that needs to say of the following year. Because you can't go from the 30th, from the October 1st to September 30th.
It's fiscal year.
Huh?
It's fiscal year. We can add of each fiscal year.
Well, it already says the fiscal year.
Oh.
Well, I think it'll say to the following year.
It's just a
September 30th,
wording
the following year.
choice.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
the
whatever.
fiscal year, I mean, I agree, but
Do we have any motions?
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to table this item to the next one until I can get further clarification in the difference between what we're adopting and what the state definition is.
Okay. Is there a second?
I'll second that.
You second that? Okay. Any further discussions on that?
Can I ask for clarification on that question so I can make sure that you have an answer?
Yeah, so I researched the state government code that we're talking about, and I'm not really clear on the difference on the 36 month. I thought the state allowed for 36 months already, a cap, and then the fees. So I'm not understanding the true difference between what Exhibit A is saying and what the state government code is.
There is no difference. The issue is that we don't have a stated policy that even aligns with the state. We have to have a policy in place. Which
So the government code doesn't
we,
go.
we can't do it if we don't have a policy. We have to have a policy to be able to do what the state says we can do. We don't have a policy for that.
And it only has to do with the 36 hours, charging after 36
Correct.
hours.
Yeah,
Because the rest
So
of
we're
it,
just
we follow-
aligning with the
we
state.
follow
We're just
state
putting in
law
a policy as it
under
relates to the
everything
city.
else.
Because nothing exists in
Well, in that case,
So there's no discrepancy between the
I'm
two.
okay with it.
Correct, Samantha?
Okay.
That's why I thought there's no discrepancy between the two.
There is.
Yeah. There's no
Okay.
discrepancy.
But there just isn't a policy in place right
Yes.
now for the city. So all this does is establish a policy that is in line.
Shirley
with
withdraws her second. Can we have another motion, please, so we can move on?
I make a motion to approve Resolution 2026-12, adopting a policy to establish annual limits of personnel time to respond to Public Information Act requests without charge.
Do
I'll
we have-
second that.
Shirley seconds. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Motion passes. Moving on, item number 6.
Let's see what it said.
Subject to discussion to approve resolution 2026-13, a resolution of the city of Eastland, Texas, adopting a policy to address city, state response to Public Information Act requests and other requests from city commission members, providing a repealer and providing effective date.
So is this another thing where we're establishing a policy that aligns with what's existing with the state?
So this is a little bit different. This is a policy concerning requests from city commissioners. This Exhibit A spells out the basic process for any information that's being requested for confidential information, and then non-confidential information, and then requests not in the official capacity as a commissioner, and requests for research or investigation or anything regarding personnel matters. What this allows the commission to either discuss this policy and agree with it, and then the staff has that direction that we will take, and we will all understand that this is what we're gonna follow. And it establishes that any commissioner that requests information, they understand that the rest of the commission will be provided that same information in an effort to be transparent to all of the board members, because you're five,
One
and
body.
you're not individual, so you all get the same information. That way it takes out anything about not being transparent, or one commissioner getting information that another commissioner is not getting. And this allows you to give that direction to staff.
So it removes any privilege and makes us function as a body rather than
Correct.
individuals.
And that everybody's underneath the same understanding of the policy that you're adopting.
Okay. Do I
Are there
have a
any
motion?
questions on that exhibit?
There's something in here I wasn't fond of, and I can't find it now.
This is not anything
It
outside.
has to do with a city commissioner making a request that the other city commissioners have to approve that request.
So this is on the last page.
And I don't agree with that.
So what this is that you act as a body, as a whole, not individually. So if there's gonna be something that comes up that you want, maybe you want some information, and it's gonna take research and investigation, it's gonna take time away from other duties that are set out, that the entire board agrees that that's something we should be putting our time towards.
If I came to Roma and I said, I need you to go back and look at the meeting from last year on such and such date and tell me what such and such was discussed and who made that motion, so everybody else would have to approve before?
No, so this is significant research involving more than just locating documents. So if you're just saying, hey, when did we pass to close that road? That's not anything that she's not gonna provide you. You are still going to get your information. But if there is something that initiates an investigation of an event, practice, or policy, or pertains to the status or conduct of a past or present employee of the city, the entire commission would discuss that and vote to do that. That way you're not acting as individuals, you're acting as a board as a whole.
Any other comments?
I have a question. I mean, that says that, say for example, one commissioner wants to get clarity on something and two other commissioners choose to not accept his inquiry for clarity, under the quote unquote, the body gets to approve it, is that not an opportunity for, oh, well, you can't bring that up because we all voted you can't bring that up?
So in order to ensure that the time and efforts of the city manager and city secretary are spent addressing concerns of the city commission as a whole, the city manager and or city secretary will seek commission approval to respond to requests from individual commissioners that require city staff to perform significant research involving more than just locating documents, initiate an investigation of an event, practice, or policy, or pertain to the status or conduct of a past or present employee of the city. The city manager and or city secretary shall seek direction from the city commission at the next regular meeting of the city commission occurring at least 10 days after the request is received.
This has not been a problem in the past.
I understand that, Ms. Shirley, but that's just something that I brought to y'all so that way we know Roma and I, or whoever is answering the request, can have the entire board as a whole directing staff.
I don't know how the other commissioners feel about it, but I'm against it.
Understood.
Can I comment? Regardless of the level of research, it seems to me problematic that you would ever create a barrier to entry for an inquiry for any of the city commissioners based on what the whole entire board thinks. I think regardless of the amount of research, every city commissioner should be able to obtain that research by themselves. You're setting up a system in which city commissioners can lock out other city commissioners.
Sam?
If you pass this, in my opinion, you're effectively tying the hands of a commissioner to make an individual request as a citizen and not as a whole body. So you're essentially saying that no commissioner can ask for information as a private citizen without the approval of the rest of the board.
Okay, thank you.
And as I said, if I could speak the same sentence, this creates, we have to decide if there's a quorum that what the inquiry has been provided, regardless of the amount of time that it takes. You guys, it's all wrapped in this pretty package that says, oh, it's going to take an extended amount of time to do this research. But what you're doing is you're allowing the commission to stop an inquiry. And I think Sam brings up a really good point. The commissioner could say, oh, let me step out of my boundary. I don't know what the legal standards of being a city commissioner and being a citizen, but does that mean a citizen can do an inquiry and then the city board can choose, or the city commission can choose to say, oh, well, all four of us or three of us have decided not to address that? I believe the role is exactly the same, regardless of how long or how little the time period is.
You have an answer for that?
This is only policy concerning requests from city commissioners.
Okay. No more questions of the commission? Do I have a motion here? Do we want to table this for further discussion? No motion? We're moving forward. Item number 7. Discussion and consideration of approving the first reading of ordinance 26-937, an ordinance of the City of Eastland amending Chapter 8, License Permits, Business Regulations, Article 5, Peddlers, Solicitors, Merchants, Vendors, and of the Eastland Code of Ordinances to remove the requirements that mobile food vendors obtain a license from the city.
Mayor, if I may, and this is state law was updated and it went effective in July. Mobile food vendors are now not allowed to be permitted through the city. That is all through the state. So this ordinance updates that and basically changes to state law.
Yes, and correct me if I'm wrong. This only deals with vendors that have the trucks with wheels on and they're mobile.
Mobile food vendors, yes, sir.
It does not affect those that are permanent.
So this is who it affects, means any person who dispenses food or beverages for immediate service or consumption from a vehicle that operates as a food service establishment and is designed to be readily movable.
Yes.
Do they still have to go through all the necessary requirements as far as the potable water and the
yes, the
all
state,
that stuff?
that's all through the state. So the state handles all that, and they're apparently cracking down on them. So the answer to that is yes.
And the state is also collecting sales tax, so that we're not missing out on that by not getting.
They will, yes.
Even though we don't require them to permit in our city, we're still able to track sales tax through those things.
Correct. They will have to register through the state.
You ready for a motion?
Yes, yes.
I make a motion to approve the first reading of ordinance 26-937, amending the Eastland Code of Ordinances to remove the requirement that mobile food vendors obtain a license from the city.
I'll second.
Any additional comments or discussion? Vote, all in favor?
Aye.
Against? Motion passes. Item number 8. Discussion and consideration to approve resolution 2026-11 regarding civil rights for the General Land Office, the GLO, and Community Development Block Grants Mitigation CDBG-MIT projects. This resolution includes citizen participation plan and grievance procedures, Section 3 policies, excessive force policy, and Section 504 policy of grievances and procedures.
Mayor, this is federal money, so we are required to. This is for the comprehensive plan grant, which was a grant with federal monies, and we are required to pass these resolutions and policies that they require in order for us to be funded.
Yes. Any questions?
Is this the same thing that we discussed before that's kind of been in the works for quite
Yes.
a while as far as the housing and?
No,
No?
that's are you talking about the buyout program?
Yeah.
No, that's separate, and I'll give you an update on that in my report. This is the 20-year comprehensive plan.
20-year?
20-year what plan?
Comprehensive plan.
Oh, okay.
Good.
So this kind of kicks off the start of the process.
Good. Do I hear a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve resolution 2026-11 regarding civil rights for the General Land Office GLO Community Development Block Grant Mitigation CDBG-MIT project.
Good. Do I have a
Mayor,
second?
I'm a second.
And Joe seconds. Any more discussion from the board? Thank you. Voting, all in favor?
Aye.
All against? The motion passes. Good. Moving on to the City of Eastland agenda summary. Could we please have the city manager's report?
Mayor, if I may, can I please move my report to after all the reports are finished and do my last while I take minutes?
Sure, sure. And again, Savannah's doing a couple jobs over there, so we're going to cut her some slack. How about code compliance, moving to the next subject matter?
I do not have any dangerous structures that I'm presenting to y'all. However, I am going to follow up on the ones that I have presented in the past. The first building, this is 1405 West Commerce. I presented this to the commission in April. The commission ruled to give them 90 days. They have been working slowly on the renovation. The commission recommended repair and secure. They have been working slowly. I was off last week, but I did hear from several people that they saw workers in and out moving around the building. So I haven't seen them and I haven't been able to talk to them. The next structure is 1504 West Main Street. Again, I presented this to the commission in April. The staff recommended complete the demolition of the building and gave the owners 30 days. As I told y'all or presented to y'all last commission meeting, we were still in the process of getting bids on these buildings. We've compiled the bids and we're still working to try to figure out
a resolution for this. This is an item that is had a signed contract, and the property owner that was buying it is trying to work out details with the court. If the property owner that had a signed contract pulls through and is able to secure this project or property that he has signed for, then he will do the demolition on his own.
Good. And I'd like to say something on that first property that you presented. They have been working on the roof, and last weekend they cut away a lot of the brush and tree limbs, and so they are slow, but they are there. So.
The owners of this building actually live in New Mexico. I know they hire, I don't know who they hire, if they're local or if they're family members or workers from New Mexico coming and working. I drive by there several times just trying to find somebody so that I can talk to them.
Yeah.
I haven't been able to get hold of them. And all the correspondence that I've submitted to them, whether it be by mail or phone calls, the phone calls that I have on the numbers are unanswered, and the mail typically comes back.
Yeah. So if I can ever help you with that, I catch people down there, and I haven't talked to them, but.
If you see them down there, just call me or call the city and let them know, and I'll run over there as fast as I can.
Okay, will do.
This building again was presented to the commission in April. Y'all originally gave the owners 30 days to demolish the building. In May, the owners showed back up and requested another 60 days. And I drove by last week, first week I got back in town, and nothing had been done. The weeds were real tall. I took pictures. But drove by this morning, and this is what I found. They have started doing the demolition. They haven't gotten everything moved off, and they did go ahead and completely mow and shred around the buildings. So I haven't talked to the owners to see where they stand, but I am under the impression that they do have some time now.
Good.
This building is, again, was presented back in the first meeting in April. The commission gave the owner 30 days to demolish the building. As you can see from the picture on the left and the picture on the right, he's done what the commission has requested him to do. He hadn't gotten all the debris quite off there, and I've been trying to track him down and talk to him and say, help me out here, get this stuff off the property.
Yeah.
This building here, I presented again in April. This was a fire that burned the building, burned the roof and the top structure of the building. The commission gave the owner 90 days to bring the building back up to minimum standards. The owner has removed a large part of the roof and has started putting new decking down. And you can see between the two, well, you can't see it in the first picture. You can kind of see up at the very top the damage. However, over here, you can see the decking, and you can see where he's put the truss up and everything. He has contacted me. The owner works for TDCJ. He took a couple of weeks off so that he could get this far. And he reassured me that on his weekends, he would come down and continue work. I asked him about mowing. Last time I talked to him, he said he'd get to that when he could. This building here, again, was presented in April. The building has been secured and somebody's maintaining the property. I still have not been able to find anybody that are actually the heirs of the owner of the building. Again, the phone numbers that I have, nobody answers, and the correspondence that I send out gets returned. It is secured, and I know that it's up to building standards. I haven't pushed that to see if I can get an administrative search warrant to go inside the building. Like I said, it's secure and somebody's maintaining the property. That would be a discussion for later.
Was that a propane tank out in the front yard?
No, sir, that's a part of the foundation.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
This here, again, is presented to y'all on April. 30 days to demolish. The city has stepped in and they have gone in and cleaned up. Like to address that, or?
We're working, so there's an issue that's come up with the bank on there being First National Bank. Eileen, is that correct?
First National.
First National Bank, and we have to make sure that all the bases are covered before we do anything to this property. So we did go in and we did mow the property to assist with the complaints that are coming in and out of that. But the property is cleaned up and maintained right now, so we're just making sure that all our bases are covered lien-wise and property ownership on that mobile home. Since it's a mobile home, we're having issues of who actually has the statement of ownership. The statement of ownership does not match the appraisal district, and then a First National Bank lien has popped up. So this one's kind of a mess until we figure it out, but we're doing what we can to maintain the property.
And I'll just kind of reiterate what Savannah said. I have gone to First Financial, who bought out First National. I've sat down with several people there. We have done our research. We can't find any loans that First Financial has bought from First National, but they're still doing research for me. There's several people, and of course they've got other things to do as well. I've also gone to the county clerk's office, and I've researched the paper trail that the appraisal district has given me. I've taken all the information from one entity to the other and said, this is what I got, help me out, see if we can't find something. And the county clerk's office has not been able to find any open loans pertaining to this property. However, and I'm still trying to work that angle. I haven't had a chance to visit with Ms. Heyman, but they do have an existing loan from the previous owner on a property not quite adjacent to that, but the way it was listed in the plat back in the early 2000s, it could be construed, and I don't have any of that paperwork with me, so
we're still researching that.
Yeah, I'm still working on it. This building here, again, presented in April. The commission gave the owner 60 days to demolish. It's an elderly lady. She's been taken care of by her daughter. And this is the one with all the siblings that don't live here and think that that property's worth $1 million. And she's tired of paying the property tax, so she stopped. So
with this one, the 60 days is up. It was up on the 18th. The city will step in and use, this is a wildfire mitigation, one that we can utilize because it is a fire hazard and it does meet the definition of that grant. So we can utilize those fundings, and we will be utilizing those fundings to clean up this property. the roll-offs have been ordered, so this one will be cleaned up this month while they're pending.
This is the two structures on East Patterson, owned by the Williams residents and Old Barbecue. I've spoken with Mr. Williams several times. Our commission gave him 90 days to repair and secure the two buildings. He has done that. He's still in the process to come back and do more work. However, he does maintain the property when he's here in town. This is another property on East Patterson.
Sorry, I was going to try to zoom in so that y'all can see it a little better.
The owner doesn't want to lose another house here in the city, so he has he's secured the building and he started his renovation process. He's still slowly working on it. I drove by this morning, took some pictures, and other than the grass is taller, there's only minor things that have been touched on that I can see from the front. I can't go to the backyard and I can't go around the house to see what they've done in the back. But this building was also presented, this building was presented in May. And the commission gave them 30 days to demolish the building. But again, the owner passed away in 23, and all attempts to contact his wife and kids have been unsuccessful.
This is one that we're still researching, and I'll kind of touch more on this in the buyout side of it in my report.
216 South Seaman. Again, this one was presented in May as well. Same owner as the previous slide. And you can see the top two pictures. The bottom picture, the city has gone in, they've cleaned up the property. I've talked to some of the guys that are actually working on the property, and it's still, we've had a lot of rain, but even before the rain, it's still a swamp around and under that house. So they're trying to determine where the water's coming from, if it's a line that has got a leak in it, but they're working to alleviate the problem. This house is 200 North Mulberry. I presented this to the commission last month. Y'all gave the owner 90 days to completely, or 90 days to comply with the order of cleanup, secure, and repair. The top two pictures were what I presented in May or in June, and the bottom picture was taken this morning. 806 West Plummer. As you can see, I presented this to y'all last month, and the staff recommendation was full demolition of the structure. The commission gave 60 days to the owner to demolish the building. And in my follow-up, the owners decided to renovate without doing any mold eradication. So I went out and put stop work orders on there because they haven't pulled any permits to do the renovation. And I can't guarantee, I'm not an expert, I can't guarantee there's any mold, not any mold in that house, but they've started, and they're here to talk about it, but they've started renovating. They think they can just renovate and go from there.
But with that though, I will say that the commission gave a demolition order. That order stays. Eileen, if you want to speak to any of this, jump in. That order stays. It met the criteria of a dangerous structure when it was presented to you. Nothing had been done to that in all the letters that we had sent to the property owners and all the multiple notices that they received. The property is still in the same condition as it was with the dangerous structure. There's, from what we can tell, other than house wrapping and some plywood put up and things like that. But Eileen, I don't know how or what the next, if it's going to come up as they want to repair after a demolition order was given because it does not meet minimum standards and it's dangerous. it was declared dangerous by the commission.
I mean, you certainly wouldn't be able to do anything with the way that this agenda is worded. You would need to have a separate action item to discuss that property, like a revision of the order that was entered. But right now, this is just a code compliance report, right? So
Correct.
no intended real discussion or action by the commission. But I'm happy to talk with you guys more once we can talk about specifics. I didn't know we were going to come up tonight.
Well, I know that it was.
Yeah, if I could speak on that, I did go by and I saw that it appeared to me there was an attempt. And man, it was just hard. I just thought if we could if they're gonna do it, if we could give them time. I just had remorse of voting to demolish somebody's property if they are making an effort to, and that's all that was about.
If I recall though from the last meeting, this one was adjacent to the schools, creating an even greater risk. And we also had discussions about the failure to respond to
I'm
correspondence.
Just saying what I said,
and the commission made a decision.
I'm just saying.
I understand.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah. And my concern is that, like I said, I'm not an expert, but I can't guarantee there's not any mold or black mold.
That was the reason that I responded.
I did not, and y'all are welcome. I can put it on a zip drive or whatever. The pictures that I took when I got back off vacation, and I can't guarantee that the ceiling joists, that the support beams.
Well, I think just for today though, it's just.
Yeah, it's just a report.
Yeah.
I was just I know what you're talking
Yes.
about, and that's I just wanted to speak on that to you
Perfect.
and Barry of why that came up.
Understood.
Again, this is 808 West Plummer right next to it. Same thing. You can see the top two pictures. When I presented to y'all, the bottom two pictures, they've redone the front wall right there where the window's gone. They've redone it, and you can see the wrapping. I did not take any pictures of the stop work order on either house. However, they are in place, and they do understand that they can't remove those until they satisfy the commission. However they're going to satisfy the commission, they can't remove those because they can't get permits right now to do any more work. This is 810 West Plummer. Again, I presented this to y'all last month. Y'all gave 30 days to comply with the order. I've spoken to the owner several times, and that he's had people approach him about buying this property. The last time I talked to him, he said he's going to move back into this property. He's going to secure it. He's going to renovate it. He's going to clean it up. Well, today's his 30 days, and he's supposedly there. I wasn't able to get a hold of him, but he hadn't done anything about it. And that's it.
These folks are sitting next to me and.
Yeah, they want to talk about 808.
I don't know that they have the ability. That's your report. It wasn't on the agenda to discuss. Agreed.
I don't think they understood what was presented. Is there somebody here who's Spanish who the mom can understand?
Her son can translate for her.
Are you okay with it?
Dile que lo que yo quiero es que me permita reparar mi video. Y si tengo que contratar
I'm sorry.
un profesional que especial de inspector de contrato.
My mom's saying that if y'all can give her time to fix the leaks and the windows and secure.
No time. I want to fix it, and if I need to like get the guy that do the destruction. What is it?
The inspector.
I can get that. I can get one of those.
So that's going to, Mayor and Commission, that's going to have to be on another item.
Exactly.
Decision can be made or discussion can be had.
Yeah.
Can you just tell them to talk to him later? And
Absolutely. You can come back and talk to Brent
City
again
Hall?
Yeah.
and have that discussion.
and that's what I wanna fix it. I think it's good construction, good, it's a good houses. I know it has leaks and needs to be repaired, but I do repair it, we repair it. When y'all are going to put the sign says to repair or demolition. I don't want a demolition.
Understood.
I want to repair.
Get with Brent and then y'all can get an item on the agenda.
Good. You speak better English than we thought.
But until then, the no work stands, correct?
Yes.
So,
Yes, and we
no
understand
mas.
it. Yeah, we understand this. Yes, the number.
Good. Let's move to the police report.
Finish up code enforcement. Brent started with 23 cases. He opened 30 cases. He closed 12. Total for the month was 41. Looks like we did 5 dangerous buildings, and we had 30 annual notices, which I asked what that was, and it's more like weeds and high grass and vehicles and things like that. Brent's been on vacation, but since he got back, he's focusing on the high grass and things like that. Ready for the police report?
Yes, sir.
On the police side of things, we had 281 calls for service, 15 arrests, 60 reports were generated, 32 agency assists, 1,132 business checks were done, 8 traffic crashes were worked, 4 domestic disturbances, 10 cases were filed with the district attorney's office, and 0 juveniles. We had 4 open records requests. On the traffic side of things, we wrote 110 citations, 337 warnings for a total of 447 contacts. On the animal control side of things, we had 104 calls for service, 0 citations were issued, 3 warnings, 27 animals were impounded, 3 adopted, 3 quarantined. We had 1 DWI arrest, 7 felony warrants were served, 6 narcotics arrests, and 1 other arrest. The PD is back fully staffed. We put to work Darby Thomas, 19 plus years experience, so we're excited to have him in our deal now. So the PD is back fully staffed.
Where's he from?
He's from Ranger. He grew up in Ranger, but he's been working in Mineral Wells for 19 years. So he's moving back home.
If I can just make a comment on attached to the code compliance report is the properties listed out. Brent also gave you just a sheet with dangerous buildings and noted what the commission ruled and or what the status was of that. It's a single sheet and it has that information for y'all, so that way you can see it a little more thoroughly.
Thank you.
Good. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief.
Fire department, please.
Good evening, Mayor and Commission. Happy to report from the fire department for the month of June. We had a total of 70 calls, 2 building fires, 3 trash and rubbish fires, 4 brush or grass fires. We had 28 medical assists, 17 EMS calls, 1 motor vehicle accident with injuries, 4 with no injuries, 8 hazardous conditions, no lockouts, 1 public service, 1 canceled en route, 1 false alarm. Then just some notes. We participated in the Hometown Heroes basketball event, which was a great event. It was a lot of fun.
Did you win?
We did not win. The Grannies did beat us, so good for them. We participated in a community wildfire assessment with a group from Langford, and that's a statewide project that's going along. We conducted a fire safety presentation for all of the Walmart employees. For June was their fire safety month, so we assisted them with that presentation. Hosted that ISO pre-survey meeting with Veris, so we're due for our next ISO evaluation, and we're going through the pre-survey right now for that. I attended the regional TCFP meeting in Abilene, which completes the head of the department requirements. And then we participated in our TCFP compliance inspection. And if I may, I'd just like to read the results, the letters that I received from the commission. And as I know that, I share too in the concerns about staffing, and but I just would like to illustrate that the staff that we do have work very hard, and I think it's evident here with the way the commission has reported. And it says, Chief Ripe, and I'm pleased to report that no violations remain uncorrected or action plans approved for the compliance inspection conducted at your agency on June 25th, 2026. So note that your agency has met the compliance requirements in this inspection cycle. It is closed. In all transparency, there was 2 things of note, but it was for the next inspection. And those 2 things that were noted was an incomplete wellness fitness SOP, and it says for the next inspection, update the SOP to address the assessment component of the wellness program. That's already been drafted and completed. Then the next inspection, provide documentation that each member of the department has completed the review of the annual TCFP injury report, and that has been completed as well. Those are just notes, not necessarily violations. And then the next letter is for the online training program. It says, I'm pleased to report that no violations remain uncorrected and/or action plans approved following the compliance inspection conducted at your agency on June 25th. So that's everything from the commission.
Are you still, it's my understanding, I think in the minutes, it addressed, it said that you were in training for the fire marshal?
The fire inspection, yes ma'am.
Yeah, you're still working on that?
Yes ma'am.
How long does that normally take, you know?
It depends on the individual and how much time you can dedicate to it. It's 156 hours, but it typically takes about 3 months for just to complete.
Where are you at? How far along in the program?
I'm like, there's 16 chapters in the book, and I'm through number 5.
Yeah.
So
16.
So I'm working, pushing through, trying to get it done.
Yeah. So. Good. Great. Good for you.
Thank you, Chief.
Can I compliment the fire department?
Yes.
I've had to have the fire department ambulance service to my home twice in the last week. And I compliment you on the quick response and personnel that showed up to help with our situation.
Thanks, sir. We're always there for you.
Outstanding. Good. And last but not least,
So the report first. Criminal cases 114, city ordinances 3 for a total of 117. There are still 5,200 cases pending. You can see that in the chart that you received. It's part of your packet. Dina also gave you, she said she'd like to take the opportunity to thank each of you, the city manager, and the community for the privilege to continue her education as deputy court clerk of the Eastland Municipal Court. She loves the work she does. And she also included her certificate. She went to school in Abilene in June and participated in that and learned about all the new updating things. You do have a quarterly report for the Eastland County Museum as required every quarter. I don't know that everybody has submitted theirs to Roma. I know that Connolly has, but and then you just heard from the lyric. So now my report. Closeout documentation is being implemented for the street phase of the project. That hopefully will be done soon. We're waiting on GLO. That's not with the city. The buyout program, the required paperwork was submitted to GLO. I reported to you last month that we were anticipating July 6th to start the timeline. That followed. Since the meeting in June, there's been an issue with the Texas Historical Commission. THC will not allow the project to move forward using GLO funds until the properties are independently evaluated for any potential historic meaning. Langford Community Management is currently seeking an individual to evaluate the properties, but this could be an extra cost to the city and additional time. We are required to have the project completed by January 20th, 21st, 27th of 2027. We're having this evaluated by GLO to see if there are any payment options available with the grant to do this. So far, I do not have a response back from them on that. I anticipate having more information in the coming weeks from GLO and Langford regarding a decision to move forward or not to move forward. That could become a commission action item, just depends. If GLO is not going to allow funds to have the historical meeting paid for out of this grant, then it's probably not going to be feasible for the city to continue with that. Are there any questions on that part? Texas Water Development Board, currently the crew is working on asphalting the road where the line was laid. We're still waiting on La Quinta and the old Pizza Hut building. Some of the property owners are not agreeing with doing the easement without compensation. One of them, we already have an easement in play, so we can use that, but La Quinta we're still working out details with, so that's why this is still held up. TxDOT, their project's still on hold until they get a contractor to come in and finish Breckenridge and Ranger. Additional information, there were budget calendar dates that were provided to you as an attachment. Do any of y'all have any issues with any of these dates provided?
The only question I had on that was the first budget workshop is a noon meeting. Will it take longer than just a quick noon meeting?
That this is the calendar that's been followed in the past. It could take longer. If it does, then we can schedule another meeting. This is just the timeline that we followed previously. And if y'all don't want to do that, we can change it.
Well, it's generally an overview, and we get it, and we get to take it and go look at it and go through it all. We've got the whole book, and that's generally the plan. We go through all that.
And you can let me know. You don't have to let me know right this second. You can let me know if something comes up or whatever. But you have that, so this is what we're going to plan on sticking with.
Another question on the budget is, do you remember we were talking about how the other entities that asked for funding should probably come to us before the budget is set?
Yes.
To request that funding? Where are we on that?
We have one that submitted a item to be discussed this meeting. I did not realize, it's my fault, I didn't realize that Roma didn't get that email, and so they're going to be on the next August meeting, but those are the only two, the Lyric and the museum are the only two that have requested some additional funding. The downtown revitalization, the $1 million that was through TDA, we did not meet their requirements for funding, so we got the denial letter. We can always reapply when that opens back up again. The comprehensive plan grant is underway. We're currently gathering documents needed to begin the kickoff portion. Part of that is the resolution that you just passed. Flock cameras will no longer be installed due to grant funding. This has been something that Chief Pitts has been going through, and we've chosen to pull the application as the grant is no longer funded at this time. The whole reason we did it was because it was paid for. Our cost was $9,000, and the cameras have not been installed due to TxDOT permitting. It's been backed up throughout the entire state, so the grant was originally awarded, but due to permitting with Flock and they can't meet deadlines, the grant funding is no longer available, so we went ahead and pulled our application, so we will no longer be doing that. Commissioner Williamson, this is an address to one of the emails that you and I had exchanged on. Drainage on the corner of Seaman and Commerce. TxDOT has responded to the request to review the inlet on the corner of Seaman and Commerce. This drain has been previously cleaned by the city. We've utilized our hydrovac machine, ran the jet machine to try to chew away what might be blocking the drainage, like roots, things like that. We believe we've gone as far as we can without digging up Seaman Street. TxDOT says that we need to clean it. We've already done that. We believe, Public Works believes, that the issue is being caused further in the line. We will have to devise a plan with TxDOT on a solution. There are 3 total drains in the downtown area that have issues. We believe that those are all tied to the same trunk line. I've requested drainage plans from TxDOT to review and try to devise a plan. TxDOT's the one that put those in. I've not had a response back from TxDOT on drainage plans. I don't know if they even have drainage plans, but our only solution that we see right now until we get drainage plans would be to dig up Seaman Street, which is going to be a TxDOT nightmare. So that's where we're at with that.
Well, all I can say is thank you for your attention on that matter.
Absolutely.
The other day when we had that big rain, I had to go half the way up the block to be able to get back to the sidewalk to go eat.
Yes.
Billy's.
Yes, sir. And I know that impacts Billy, and Billy has called Tech Stop before too, trying to get a resolution there, and I don't know that he's gotten any more than what I've gotten. So.
Is there anything that we can do as a city? Is, to help
I
you?
think if you own that, that's yours.
Is it still Jordan?
It is still Jordan, yes, sir. That's your building. If you want to call as a citizen and it's impacting a business that you rent to, it very well could be impactful. I don't know.
And that was the thing I got into with TxDOT saying it's the city's. And so I mean that's why I think we took
that's more than
collaboratively. Yeah, collaboratively.
To me, that is more than maintenance.
But that was Jordan's response to me was, well, that's not us. That's the city's. Right. And I'm wondering if he wasn't looking at the drainage opening on Commerce, on West Commerce there, and not looking at the. Yes. I don't know, but that's why I emailed you, because TxDOT's response was that's the responsibility of the city.
Yep, I understand.
So now that you've put attention to it,
can I ask a question
we can have it.
Regarding that, does the city have a camera?
We do, and we have ran it.
And you didn't see as far as you could go anyway?
And stuff like that, but we can't go any further. We think it's in Seaman and we can't get to that part.
Okay.
Yes, that's where we're at.
Okay.
So my last and final, I would like to read a letter to the members of the convention, including the mayor. Please accept this letter as my formal resignation from my position as city manager for the city of Eastland effective July 27, 2026. This decision has not been made lightly. Serving the city of Eastland has been one of the greatest privileges of my professional career. I am proud of what has been accomplished alongside our dedicated employees, department heads, and community partners. Together, we have improved city services, secured grant funding, enhanced public infrastructure, and worked every day to serve the citizens of Eastland with integrity. Unfortunately, I can no longer continue serving in an environment that has become increasingly hostile and detrimental to my ability to effectively perform the duties of city manager. Throughout my tenure, I have welcomed accountability, transparency, and constructive policy discussions. However, I believe the conduct I have experienced has gone beyond legitimate oversight and has instead created an adversarial and unprofessional work environment that has affected not only me, but the organization as a whole. The following circumstances have contributed to my decision to resign. I've experienced ongoing hostile behavior, personal attacks, intimidation, and harassment from Commissioner Williamson, who previously served as the fire chief. Actions directed toward me have, in my opinion, sought to undermine my professional credibility, interfere with my ability to effectively lead the organization, and distract from the city's mission of serving its citizens. While attempting to take appropriate corrective actions to protect city employees from inappropriate and unwanted workplace conversations, my efforts were met with hostility. During an interaction with Michael Hackney, the term bullshit was directed at me, and paperwork I presented was tossed back toward me in a disrespectful and confrontational manner. During a meeting with Joe Williamson, I was instructed that I could only respond with a yes or no answer and was expressly prohibited from asking questions or seeking clarification. This denied me a meaningful opportunity to understand the allegations, provide context, or fully respond to the matters being discussed. Rather than encouraging respectful communication and collaboration, interactions have increasingly reflected a hostile work environment, disrespect, and personal animosity, making it difficult to fill the responsibilities entrusted to the city manager. I have observed similar conduct being directed toward the chief of police. I am concerned that this pattern of behavior is no longer isolated to my position, but is extending to other members of the city's leadership team, creating uncertainty, diminishing morale, and negatively impacting the organization's ability to effectively serve the public. The cumulative effect of these actions has created a work environment that I no longer believe allows me to effectively lead the organization or serve the employees and citizens of Eastland. City employees deserve a workplace based on professionalism, respect, integrity, and ethical leadership. The city manager and department head should be able to perform their responsibilities without fear of personal attacks, intimidation, or harassment. When personal conflicts replaces professional governance, the organization suffers, employee morale declines, and ultimately the citizens receive less effective government. Despite these circumstances, I remain deeply proud of the accomplishments achieved during my tenure. I have had the privilege of working alongside exceptional employees whose dedication, professionalism, and commitment to public service has never wavered. Their hard work has made our success possible, and they deserve an environment where they are supported, respected, and empowered to serve the community. My decision to resign is not a reflection of the city's employees or its citizens. Rather, it reflects my belief that effective municipal government requires mutual respect between the governing body and administration. Without that foundation, the city manager cannot effectively fulfill the responsibilities entrusted to this position. I remain committed to ensure an orderly transition during my remaining time with the city. Thank you all for the opportunity to serve this community. It's been an honor and a privilege. Respectfully, Savannah Fortenberry, City Manager, City of Eastland.
You did a great job, Savannah. Thank you.
Thank you, Savannah.
Well, Joe, I hope you're proud of yourself, and putting something like this on the internet is absolutely ridiculous.
We're not going to get into that, Larry.
Mr. Mayor,
I don't really care.
Mr. Mayor,
oh, really?
You
don't
guys,
care what
you
I
guys
think?
have created.
Mr. Mayor, Mr. Mayor, can I have the floor, please?
Yes.
You've just created what happened.
Who did?
You
would like to publicly apologize to this commission, to the police chief, to the police department, to my friends in the community that I serve. That post was not a reflection of me. It's not a reflection of my belief.
That post is definitely a reflection of you.
I
and the way
posted
you
that
since
I
you were a fire
thought
chief.
did not
And you know it.
read the post
You
in
have
its
zero
entirety.
integrity, and you know it.
Stop.
I was
He knows it.
Stop.
called out, and I was
We're not
confused.
going there. I'm going to ask for an adjournment to the meeting.
Thank you very much. That's what I was going to ask for.
Do I have a second?
Yes.
Zero integrity. Zero.
Stop.
And you know it. Anytime I'm here, Joe. I'm here.
You're to
You
be
want me to
removed
have
from
to-
here.
I'm here.
You're out.
You can't do it. And
Take
you
him
know it
out.
because you have zero integrity, sir.
Take him out.
Zero.
Joe, you should resign.
So can
This
you.
is all your fault.
I think you should too, Michael.
Yeah.
Both of
You
you.
can too.
Hope y'all proud of
If
yourself.
it's a citizen's wish, I will. But I think based on what we've seen here today and what just transpired, I think both of you need to take some accountability for your actions.
Amen. Amen.
Who gives a shit what you want?
Oh, really? Oh, really?
There you go.
A lot of the citizens
Yeah,
do.
there I am.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, we have opinions too.
I think somebody needs to get that going based on what we just saw.
Yeah. You've been working that.
I think both of you need to save yourself the disgrace and resign.